before we go, we touched on it earlier on, Matt, and it's not really a Limerick matter, but the All Ireland club football final between Kilmacud and the Glen. Kilmacud won 1-11 to 1-9. The Glen were attacking late on and they didn't get the goal. And, watching the game, you would have thought no more. And I presume many people then flicked over to Arsenal versus Man United. But in the meantime, it came out, a picture emerged. I just checked my phone after the soccer and I saw the picture of some has 16 Kilmacud players on it and some have 17 on it. Now, I think that's Paul Mannion leaving the field and he's very far right. He's having no bearing, but there was definitely 16 in around the goal area when the Glen had their final attack and it came out, that was the case. There was no Photoshop. That's what happened. And then there was wonderings, would there be appeals or what would the Glen do or what would Kilmacud do and what would the GA do? And it appears the GA have put the ball in the Glen's court, even though there is a ruling for it. And it seemed like last night the Glen did launch an appeal and it looks like we'll have a replay. But from your watching the game, Matt, and all that's come out since, what did you make of the whole scenario? Because it's pretty messy, I think it's fair to say.
Messy, I think, Jack, is a compliment. It's an absolute disgrace. There has been a clear violation of one of the basic regulations of the GAA, and they've washed their hands of it. It's an absolute disgrace, and put the onus back on Derry to lead the way in the quest for justice. I think there's some, when I hear them going on guffawing about this, that, and the other thing, and we have a basic regulation like that, and it's breached on All Ireland final day, but breached any day, but on All Ireland final day, and they choose, to pass the buck on to the club to do something about it.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, it's very unfair on the Glen because obviously there's going to be a certain percentage of the population that will think it's unfair from the Glen because who's to know if they would have scored if there's only 50-15? Probably not in all likelihood, but it should never have come back to the club. No. As you said, when you've a ruling there, it should just be enforced and take it out of the club's hands. But as you said, they've washed their hands with it. It's just not a good look for anyone involved. And that it's gone, that we're recording here at Wednesday, that there's still no official word. Now, it does seem like the Glen have lodged that appeal, which is, they're well within their rights to do so. But you'd imagine Kilmacud would probably have celebrated Sunday. There would have been murmurings Monday, Tuesday, but they still have no clarification on it. It's just gone too far for an organisation that we love and we commend.
Absolutely, that we absolutely love. And you're right there when you touch on it. It's unfair to both sides in many senses. In that Kilmacud are probably celebrating winning the All Ireland, and suddenly the rug will be pulled from under them. Whilst if the GA had tackled the situation on Sunday evening, we would have avoided an awful lot of adverse publicity, let's say, Jack, that the GA has attracted over recent weeks, over the recent couple of days, due to the anomalous situation that there is. And all right, yes, you have your rule, and it's up to the club. But this should not be the situation. Should not be the situation. And Jack, this comes back to what a hobby horse of mine. The clubs, the grassroots, have been disenfranchised in the decision making of the GAA.
Yeah, no, we've gone through the length here on this podcast, and I suppose when it comes out in a national,
you're not going to get a rant out of me, Jack. You're not going to get a rant. All those rants, I'm tired of them. They're trite at this stage, so no. But I'm making the point very, very, very clear. It's clearly an anomalous situation that hasn't been badly handled. Hasn't been handled at all.
Yeah.
Like straight away when this thing came to light, it should have been dealt with within hours. And take all the uncertainty out of it. The first narrative that was going around, would Kilmacud Crokes offer a replay? We had that thing going on. After winning in All Ireland, you should offer a replay if you hadn't, if you could avoid doing it. right nonsense.
Yeah, like I was talking to one of the lads last night, and to be honest, if it was me and it was my club, you'd definitely you'd be looking for the replay. But it's a lot easier said when you're not in the scenario, and there'll obviously be a lot of bad publicity around the Glen. And if they actually go, if there is a replay and they win, people might refer to it as a tainted title or a title with an asterisk. So it should have just been taken out of their hands straight away. There's a ruling there. There was evidence there. They should have been told Sunday evening, as you said, there's going to be a replay. Hold your horses on your celebrations or you're drowning your sorrows. But I just wanted to get your opinion on it, Matt, because to me it just didn't really seem that right. And I think it's fair to say most of the population.
I think, Jack, you were expecting a longer rant.
I know. I wasn't expecting a rant as such, but I was expecting
you know how I feel about the structures, and because I've come through an association where everything was from the bottom up, and I object with every bone in my body against what the way decisions making on these high powered committees.
Yeah. Look,
when I hear that, Jack, I creak and I shudder. I just. Oh, Jack, please move on.